Vidya Mayuri, and this is our second semester, second day, paper number 107. Hello everyone, and my topic was an article by Ranjan Ghosh, Waiting for Godot, and he was interpreted with an Indian philosophy or Hindu philosophy. This is introduction of author Samuel Beckett. He wrote that Waiting for a Godot, and Ranjan Ghosh was made an article on this play. This is about that article. Ranjan Ghosh was an wants to do that the Indian how to Indian philosophy in Waiting for Godot. In a Waiting for Godot, we can see that at the end there is hope, and sometimes somebody speak that this is hope for a positiveness. Somebody speak that no, waiting is that meaningless thing. But Ranjan Ghosh wants to interpret that with Indian philosophy and Indian or a Hindu philosophy, some way this is very positive way, and Ranjan Ghosh use many Sanskrit word and many philosophical terms which he was used on that, and some of them is a Buddhist theory in a philosophy. The concept of waiting in Godot is that brought into line with several pilgrims from Indian philosophical thought. The relation of Godot with Vladimir and Astragon, that the unauthentic reflectivity within that contingent situation, the value and ethics of the situation wall, the explore and possible new lines of inquiry that open, drawing on the complex philosophical tradition of karma, dharma, and the Indian value system. This article collocates this issue in the very act of waiting. The waiting is then interpreted as the being less absurd, less nihilistic, and more positive and authentic. Indeed, this article seeks to reorient our approach toward the waiting for a Godot. This is article which we can see that this is the new way of thinking, that waiting for Godot we can read an other way also. We can read with an Hindu philosophy. That is the positive way, less nihilistic and less absurd, circumscribing buckets waiting for a Godot and philosophy of waiting within a several intriguing parameters of Hindu philosophy can be challenging and a celebrity of experience, not just because unearthing a new interpretive space, but also for the critical termity, termity for that this venture and entails given buckets undersues associate with an Indian philosophical system. And this is that image of then recurvation in that Hindu philosophy also, and our mythology also in that. We can say that in a Punarjanam system. And this is if you are interest in that cartooning, this is that cartooning image of waiting for a Godot, because I am more interested in a cartooning, so I can put this image. The light of Hindu philosophy, the Godot denied world of the play can be categorized by pramada, alas, and nindra as mentioned in the Gita. In Gita, Krishna was described that pramad, alas, and nindra, and the light of Hindu philosophy, that is this category waiting for Godot, Ranjan Ghosh wants to interpret. It is the drug state reeking with an incomprehensibility of the real, near misguided obscenity. So, intel feeling for the situation in the place speaks that tamasic state, which is born in ignorance, it delu- sorry, debuts from a tamasic state. This is that word of that Sanskrit, and this is the also that philosophical term appreciation, lacking usual use foundation and reciprocity, and this is the word which can parasparam bhutam is in our Indian pronunciation in English is that a parasparam bhutam. We find at the certain stage in the drama a clear cognitive perception in the Rajasic state that is, however, void of unity and existence. There are three terms: Rajasic, Tamasic, and sorry, third was I can forget it, but I am also uploaded in my slide. There is the another article on that. The karmic potentialities in waiting need to be carefully considered. Waiting promotes struggle and action, reaches outward and inward at the same time. Hindu philosophy would choose to believe that a more a being an outward manifestation. It should be a soul opening in invariation. Do not Vladimir and Estragon realize the end for follow feeling, sentiments, and moral reflectivity in their interaction with Pozo and Lucky? The subjective path, pathos, the uh, blanched thought avedya to reach the state of liberation, which I would qualify as the yukta and biyukta, thus are the bounded of a liberated state. I would prefer to look a Godot as a true self and waiting as an act for desiring. Meeting Godot would be realizing Godot, which is the ideal Atma Prapti or Atma Labha. For me, there is then inherently substantial integration to Godot being a Yukta, and also that in our Hindu philosophy there is the after death. We can see that some people wants to moksha and some people recarvation punarjan. There are two theories on that, and Ranjan Ghosh, this is a godot meeting a godot. He can interpret with an atma prapti or atma labha. Vladimir and Astragon cannot go for their have a wait for a Godot. They cannot hang themselves because Godot could be arriving anytime. They indecisiveness is not existential egma, but yukta and abhiyukta, thus, which is integral to the godot being within the Indian concept of value. They have cannot hang themselves, does not point to any pointlessness. They sigmatize existent, but to any underlying propagates of the becoming, where a value wait to be substelled thought the intervention of a karma and janama. Janana, the Bhayukta Dasa, which is the existential milieu of that whole act of waiting. And he was once to the two theory, Yukta and Abhiyukta is both are a Buddhism philosophy. And he was compared with Hindu philosophy also and Buddhism also. And there is the another article. In this article author wants to connect with Vladimir Astragon waiting for karma yoga and kal chakra and rajasic tamasic and sattvic in three philosophical word also, and karma yoga and kal chakra both are in these first paragraph. Bartley raises the challenge of waiting about one of the drama's most iconic play by situating the Blink's seasoned experimentalism Firmly, it's a French context showing how Dada's realism and avant-garde influence bucket vision. This is that I am put in that Cambridge University, and another one was that universality in a waiting for a Godot. How that waiting for a Godot with Christianity also and Islamic also, and both are religions pair in a worldwide. So how can we interpret waiting for a Godot with a universal play? Those are my these are my works cited, and if we interpret our mythology according to my view, or waiting for Godot, is it a god, we can connect with a Ramayana. Shabri was waiting for a Ram. If Ram was a god or human, we are not going to that path, but she was waiting continuously for a Ram. And one day Ram was arrived, and she was happy. This is the happy ending. But we cannot going depth. But if we go in a mythology, or we can connect God or with a god. Thank you.
Questions? Yeah.
Mayuri, my question is, if waiting is karma, does it mean we are here just to wait? And if yes, then for what we are waiting?
According to Hindu philosophy, karma, we are waiting for a karma, and we are waiting for a god. If we are going in a modern era, we are not waiting for a god, not at all for a karma. We are thrown this world because of we are doing something. We are continuously work on something or something at the end of our life.
Mayuri, how is waiting for a God relevant today?
I show one image in a cartoon. This is the waiting for some people are waiting for a new slogan by given by politician, and they trust on them. One day our India become a very uh, developed country. We are waiting for that. Technology developing, and medical developing, in education developing, in nowadays waiting for God, not for Godot. We are waiting for a developing.